This is my Module 4 for understanding the school and community. So, understanding the community of Iola. Some customs and tradition that Iola has developed or is known for is the Allen County Fair and Rodeo, which happens annually at the end of July. Personally, I didn't grow up in Iola, but I was a 4-H member in Iola, and I have been attending the fair since I was 7 years old, and haven't missed one yet. That brings in a lot of people. There's not much to do in our community, so that's something that members of the community look forward to, and it brings in outside members to come check out the fair and exhibits that the 4-H and FFA members have, as well as get some entertainment in the rodeo. Another big thing that Iola has is Farm City Days. That takes place every October. It's a big parade. The school gets involved. The homecoming winners of that football season are always invited. There's lots of games and a carnival that happens, and school events usually get involved if they don't have a tournament going on, like such as volleyball. We seem to be known, or we like to think we're known for our Bolus Fine Arts Center. That's a huge deal to some of the members in our community, and it pertains to all about the arts. They bring in anything from magicians to orchestras to comedians to anything. We have school assemblies or sometimes there where all the schools come and we watch a presenter. We have a pretty active farmers market during the season. Every Thursday we block off part of the square, and the farmers market booths are set up. We are known for, we have the largest town square, and we have signs that pertain to that as you're driving by the highway leading into Iola. And unfortunately, a lot of those buildings are becoming vacant, but it's still very upkept, and new things keep moving in, trying to keep the largeness of our town square alive. And something that some of the members are very proud of is that we have the oldest operating high school in Kansas. Personally, I'm not so proud of that. I wish we could get past that, but this plays a factor later on in my presentation. Population characteristics. All schools are located in Iola, but if you look at our district website, it says that our community makes up 3 towns, which are Iola, Gass, and La Harpe. Iola's population is about 5,400. It seems to be declining. I know probably 10 years ago it was almost double that size. We don't have a lot of diversity. According to the Data USA website regarding Iola, Kansas, we are about 88% white, 3.4 Hispanic. Our median age is around 36 and a half. The household income is $31,000, and that plays a factor a lot in our community in terms of we have a lot of blue-collar jobs, but we seem to be missing that middle class. We have very affluent and those living in that poverty line, but not a whole lot in that, what I would deem middle class, successful middle class. We are industrial trade job oriented, and we have a 13% we are 13% higher poverty than the average that Kansas deems average. So our school is very high SES in kids and free and reduced lunches, etc. Communication channels, social media and Facebook, our Twitter, our big one, school website. I wish we learned how to use that more effectively, because one of our big downfalls is that our technology person is a company based out of Kansas City, so they don't necessarily deal with our needs quickly, and it causes a lot of frustration. The company known as Albert, and that is a dreaded rule, that's just a bad word around school, is dealing with Albert. Newspaper, we do have a longtime newspaper in our town. They love to report on anything the school has. They're always looking for something. I send them articles all the time through FFA or volleyball, and they're always Johnny on the spot in getting those in there. They provide free newspapers to the students. Radio, we have our own radio station in town, KIKS. It's a country music station. And text messages are school way that our school sends out for like snow days or reminding people about parent-teacher conferences, etc. I would say our newspaper and our social media sites are used the most. And for effectiveness, depending on what you're after, the school way text messages for closings, but to event reminders, social media and the newspaper seem to be the most effective. Community groups. Iola's very high, or has a very high number of churches ranging from every religion that are very involved. Youth group is a big thing that our kids are involved in. We try to stay away from events on any Wednesday night because that is youth group night. Thrive is a big organization in our community. Adult groups to the mental health center, Booster Club. They're not as active as we would like, but they are there. They'll help you if you need it. Farm Bureau is a big one that's very active, especially what I see as a agriculture advisor. They're always coming to me asking, what do you need? How can we partner? Anything like that. We do have some very fabulous parents, but those are very few and far in between. To kind of give you an example, we are a 4A high school with a little under 400 enrollment, and I know the volleyball team only had 23 girls, the basketball team only had 25 girls, and softball only has 20 girls that even go out. Our boys' numbers are a little higher, but still, so our parents are the few that we have are amazing. The rest just are glad they don't have their kid. Elks. Elks is a good organization. They focus on growing the health of the youth in the community. They have fishing tournaments, things like that. Modern Woodmen. It's a financial guidance group. They help the community through finances. And Hope House, we have a shelter for battered women that can go and stay, and you can donate to them, and they just help women get back on their feet. And they don't they don't give any addresses, and you have to sign in and out, and it's a very secure place. Leadership. I mentioned Thrive before, but Thrive plays a big role. Their views are both positive and negative. They have very good intentions. It's just sometimes I just overstep their boundary. We have a Rotary. Particular individuals are deemed as high leaders in the community, and they range from a variety of positions. School board members. People openly seek out school board members if they have questions or concerns. The people are not afraid to go there. And we also have the local Chamber of Commerce that helps in a variety of ways as needed. Economic conditions. We are very industrial based. Again, a blue collar job oriented town. We have Gates Rubber Company, Russell Stovers, which are huge employers for our small town. The colleges or education, I would say, would be the second leading employers, whether that be through our local JUCO, our tech center, or our USD 257. However, we are the lowest paying district around. That includes every county and every size of school around us. We have 3 farm implement dealers, which I find is a unique thing. We have Case, Kubota, and John Deere all within our small town. We have a dairy farm. Not many towns in eastern Kansas have any left, but they are a pretty big deal. They're known all around the world. And Iowa Industries are strong advocates for businesses to get a good start. We just brought in another industry called Peerless. I think that originated from Fort Scott. So Iowa Industries helped bring that and more jobs to our town. Political structure, very typical. City council, Sheriff Murphy, he's very well known. He's active in the schools, he's active in the community. The school plays a big part in our political structure, and city commissioners are powerful as well. Social tensions. So the main social tension that we have definitely is political. We are a Republican county if you look on how we vote, anything like that, but we have a very vocal Democratic influence, so that creates a lot of tension. Again, we have abundant blue-collar jobs that don't support middle-class lifestyle, so sometimes that creates tension as well. And back to the political differences, we're about 70% Republican, but yet again, the most vocal seem to be the 30% Democrats in our town. Previous community efforts. So our big, huge one that passed 2 years ago was our bond. It had failed so many times before. It was a huge deal. They did it in 2014, it failed. Did it again in 2019, and it passed. Like I mentioned before, the town is very proud that we're the oldest building operating high school in Kansas, and they refuse to let that go. The last building that we built new in Iola was over 70 years ago. The last bond that even passed before 2019 bond was passed in 1992, and that was only to remodel the middle school, and that plays into again to the amount of lower class that we had. It's good enough. They went to school there, it was fine, so they don't value that need. The high school is receiving a new science building in 2021, but we are not touching the main building, but we are combining our 3 elementaries together. That was the big thing. They would combine elementaries, but you had to leave the old precious high school alone. Football stadium, there's a very powerful influencer by Donna Hauser. She has put so much money, community money, donation money into the football stadium that we will probably never build a new one because too much money has gone into upkeep of the old one. It's down at the park. It's not attached to our high school. New roofs at the fairgrounds. County commissioners saw the value in that, so they paid money for that. And we love the Prairie Spirit Rail Trail, which taxpayer dollars have been poured into in Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks and Tourism. That's a big thing. We have this nice rail trail that stretches from past Iola south and then all the way up to Ottawa plus north. Power structure. Individuals of wealth in the community hold the power structure, and those that are willing to be involved and invest in community projects hold most of the power in our community, as well as we have some state representatives that are deemed pretty affluent. Multicultural issues, limited diversities, equal limited opportunities. At the elementary school level, we do have like Around the World Day and books in regards to multicultural issues, but that's pretty much it. Public opinion. The homecoming parade is a huge deal. This year it was too cold for the little kids to attend, and that was a big uproar in the community. Bond issues, which I mentioned before, satisfied with status quo. We don't need anything new. It's good enough. So correlation, This assignment correlated with the learning objective, relevancy, because I'm running out of time, reflection, and here is my references, and I will include the other